your Chopstix Clan. Ooh, he's got to clear his voice and shit, bro. What's good with y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Chop Master Show here on the FloMein Chopstix Channel. I'm your host, FloMein, and today's episode is gonna be a special one. But before we get into the episode, before we get into the meat and potatoes, make sure you follow my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that, FloMein Chopstix. I'm gonna have it in a link in the description. Make sure you check that out. And yeah, on top of that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna try to be more active with, just social media in general. I'm not really a social media type guy, but in order to push this brand, in order to push this empire I got going on right now, social media is a fundamental tool. So with that all out the way, you know what I'm saying, let's get into the episode. I know you seen by the title, you know what I'm saying. Today I was having some talks. I was having some good talks today, and I was at work and I talked to one of my coworkers, right? And we was speaking about, just females approaching men, and if we like that shit, right? And if we ever had that shit happen to us. I said, yeah, I've had a few women in my life approach me, and I asked them, they're like, yeah, I had a few women in my life approach me as well. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling them how, how I been approached by women, but I've also, rejected women. Like, I've rejected them, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, nah, I've never rejected a woman. Like, if she approached me, I just give her my number type shit. If I don't find her attractive, I probably want to text her back. But me, I told them, nah, I've definitely turned down women. I've definitely turned that shit down. And they're like, damn, bro, you heartless. I'm like, it's not about being heartless. This is about, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you get no sympathy points over here. There's no extra credit by putting effort, bro. You don't get extra credit by effort, bro. Nah, you don't get no extra credit, bro. If I don't get no sympathy points for approaching women, you don't get no sympathy points for approaching me. Now, with that all out the way, here is why women should approach men. Now, I know just based off the first 1 minute, 2 minutes of me just giving my, context, any woman watching this is like, see, this is why I don't approach men, because they're just gonna reject me and they're gonna turn me down, and it's gonna hurt my confidence. But here's why I feel like women should approach men. As we know, men are the one that's normally doing the approaching. Men are pursuing, men should court women, all that. But we don't live in normal times. We don't live in, simple times where, a man approaches women, a man takes her on dates, she loses her virginity to that man. They get together, get in a relationship, they get married, they have children, and live happily ever after. No, this is modern times, my nigga. We live in a modern era. Everything is all sorts of fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Women are out here making more money than niggas nowadays. Women are out here, pimping niggas out. Women are out here having hot girl summers, city girl life, you know what I'm saying? So niggas out here, it's shit's all backwards. It's all crazy now. So since we've moved on from this traditional society to a more modern society, why not continue that pattern by having women approach men? And a lot of women most women will never need to approach men ever in their life. they'll never need to approach men ever. Why? Because they look good. They don't ever have to approach men because they don't need to approach men. Men come up to them. Men give them compliments. Men want to talk to them. It's always men doing the pursuing. So they feel entitled, and they don't feel the need to ever approach men. So they never cultivate those sort of skills to learn to approach, learn to talk her shit, bag a nigga based off like mouthpiece and shit. Most women don't ever need to do that, right? So if I tell a woman, hey, you find that man cute, you find him cute, she's like, yeah, he cute or whatever. I'm like, all right, you should go talk to him. She's like, me talk to him? Hell no, nah. I'm like, why? She's like, he has to come to me. And I'm like, why don't you come to him? Why don't you go to him? You find him attractive, right? Oh, if he doesn't find me attractive, then no, I'm not gonna do it. If he doesn't come up to me, then nothing's gonna work. Like, it's just not gonna happen, I guess. And I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Like, the reason why I feel like more women should come up to men is because not because it's easier on men's part, which it would be, but I feel like women don't really appreciate when men come up to them. What I mean by that is because women, like I said, we established that most women will never ever have to approach men ever in their life. They don't really appreciate how hard it is to actually go shoot your shot, go smack at a nigga. They'll never appreciate how hard it is and how much effort, confidence, game, and just being smooth it takes to actually execute properly. Because most women will never understand it and appreciate it, they kind of take it for granted. I feel like they take it. A lot of women take men approaching them for granted. That's why you probably seen on TikTok, women airing niggas out, like recording nigga as he's trying to approach her, as he's trying to talk to her, or just airing out the block. You know what I'm saying? Like making the block hot, and like, damn, buddy didn't deserve that. Like, he was just trying to talk to you. Because I feel like most women don't really appreciate men coming up to them. I feel like the only way she can like truly understand how a nigga feel is by approaching a man, is by doing the talking, by doing the pursuing. Because as we know, women have zero game. Women don't ever have to develop a mouthpiece because they're the one who's constantly being pursued. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's better for women because you're not going to really see a woman get curved like that. How often do you really see a woman get curved? I know I just talked about me, dubbing women as they come up to me, like as they approach me, I dub them before. I know I talk about that, but that's just me. Most men aren't really dubbing women like that. Like, if a woman were to approach a man, she's probably gonna get the digits, or she's probably gonna get the IG or whatever. She's probably gonna be successful. All she needs to say is this. This is all she needs to say. Hey, I think you're cute. Can I get your number? That's it. All he has to say. All she has to say. And he's gonna be like, shit, all right, bet. And I'm pretty sure most men at that point will probably like take over. He'll take control and ask her what's her name, where she's from, what's she doing around here, does she come around here often, whatever the case is. And like I said, it's better for women because she's not likely to get rejected anyways. It's not like a nigga going after a bitch. Like, men, we know, like, as men, we know, like, men get rejected way more than women. Way more. It just naturally. if a woman were to go after a man, she's not going to face that same level of rejection. Like, she's just not going to get rejected like that. She's just not. Like, who's going to reject a woman, right? She's not going to face that level of rejection that most men do. So I feel like it's just easier for women to just approach men. It's just a lot easier, and it's more attractive it's more attractive when a woman like goes after what she wants. Like, you go up to a man, right? You go up to a man that you find attractive, right? You're probably the only woman that has ever done that to him in the past like month. You're probably the only woman that's ever came up to him in the past month, 2 months, couple months. You're probably the only woman. So you're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. He gonna be like, damn, shorty really came up to me. Like, she got balls. Like, pause. 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 But yeah, it's like, damn, shawty really got like, she really got that within her. Like, yeah, I fuck with that. Like, I definitely, I want to see what that's about. You know, I'm curious about that. And the thing a lot of women will say is that they feel like they're chasing a man by approaching them, which makes no sense, because with that logic, you're basically saying that men are chasing you by approaching you, which is not the definition of chasing. He's just showing interest. So like, it doesn't really make sense for a woman to say, oh, I'm not gonna approach a man because I don't want to be chasing a nigga. Who say you're chasing a nigga? You could be chasing a nigga and you never approached him. Chasing and approaching are not mutually the same. So that out the way, like I was saying, you're gonna stand out to him like a sore thumb. You're just gonna stand out. You're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. You're more likely to get what you want because you're like, damn, no woman's ever approached me. No woman ever like came up to me like that before. No woman stepping like she's stepping. So he's probably gonna like fuck with you on a different level. Like, okay, I want to see what that's about. Like, it's really a win-win situation if a woman approach. It's a win-win situation. Both parties are winning. And a nigga don't have to waste his time thinking, oh man, she's interested in me. Does she really fuck with me? Is she really like, am I wasting my time? He don't have to. None of those thoughts have to come. And she's getting what she wants by going after the nigga that she wants, instead of playing the passive role, looking at this nigga, staring at him, hoping that he comes. It's like, you take the power in your hands. If you really a boss bitch, you take that power and you go after what you want. That's all I have to say about that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the world would be a better place. The world would be a better place if more women approach. You know what I'm saying? But I think I talked about that topic, and I think I talked about that topic enough. I want to talk about how fear is holding you back. Fear of doing anything. Your fear of moving forward. The fear of the future. You fear the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, let's say you have a business idea, right? And you have this idea. It's probably a great idea, right? But what's stopped you from executing is your fear of, you don't know if it's going to work. You don't know if you're wasting your time. You don't know if people are going to respond to it, positively. All these things that come to your mind, all these irrational thoughts that come to your mind of why you shouldn't start your business and what you're going to do. What are you going to do? You're going to end up freezing. You're going to end up freezing under pressure, and you're just not going to do nothing. Because it's one thing to have fear. Fear is normal. We all have fears. But it's another thing to act upon that fear. Yeah, you might feel fear within you, but what are you going to do about it? Are you going to freeze up and bitch? Or are you just going to, push forward and do what you got to do? You know what I'm saying? Fear is something that we all go through because we all are afraid of something. We all are afraid of something. We all have a fear that something's going to happen. We don't want certain outcomes to happen. But I feel like overcoming that fear isn't about, pretending as if that thing doesn't exist. No. But overcoming that fear is accepting that this thing will happen. It can happen. This thing can happen. And you trust yourself enough to bounce back from the situation. You trust yourself enough to overcome it. That's how you overcome fear. That's how you overcome that doubt within you. Because we all have things, like I said, business, fear of, like I said, we were just talking about women approaching men. You know what I'm saying? Women fear rejection. So they're going to hold themselves back from actually getting the man that they truly want, because they fear that they're going to, it's going to be the end of the world if they get rejected, or they fear that the man's going to look at them a certain type of way if they were to approach him. All these thoughts that's in your mind. But the only way you can overcome that fear is trusting yourself. Having that confidence that no matter what happens, no matter if this fear were to come true or not, I'm always going to be good at the end of the day. I'm always going to have my own back. I'm always going to come out the winner. And it's that mindset that you have to instill within yourself, that you know who you are regardless of the situation, regardless if you're walking through the shadow of valley of death, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Regardless of what is going on, you will always trust yourself, because you know who you are, you know your strengths. Because that strength within you, no matter what fear is overcoming, no matter what fear is within you, no matter what fear, you will always have that sort of trust in yourself. And a lot of people are actually really talented. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are actually they have the potential. A lot of people have potential, but they are stopping themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot because of fear. Because of they are scared of what's going to happen or what could potentially happen. And they're only stopping themselves from achieving that full potential. They're only stopping themselves from doing that. And I feel like if we just learn to embrace that fear, embrace it, accept it for what it is, and still do what you need to do despite knowing that the fear is lingering around, despite knowing that the outcome, the fear can actually come true, still doing what you need to do, you'll become a stronger person, because you're not going to let anything stop you. If you don't let your own fear stop you, what can really stop you then? What can stop you? You might still be afraid of it. Like, you could be afraid of fucking heights. But if you're willing to walk across a bridge, knowing that it's 1,000 feet tall from, ground level, what's stopping you? What could stop you then? Like, ain't nothing can really stop you at that point. You know what I'm saying? This is a good episode. This is a really good episode, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm really getting used to this podcast shit. I got one more topic to talk about. One more topic. This topic is about clubs and partying. Partying is fun. Lack of better words, it's fun. Going to the club is fun. With your homies, with your friends, getting lit. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. But is it fulfilling? You going out every weekend, you turning up every weekend, you getting drunk every weekend, every, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, shit, sometimes Monday. Some of y'all really different out here, man. You getting lit every day. It's like that time is catching up with you, bro. Like, you're using that time up that you could be doing something more meaningful, more impactful, more conducive to your life purpose. Instead, you're using that time to, you know, hide that responsibility by going to the party, going to that club, and turning up. Knowing every time you come back home, you feel like shit. You feel like, damn, I could have really used this time. Because every time I go out, like, going out has not been the same for me, for real, for real. I still go out here and there, but, like, it really has not been the same for me. Because every time I go out, it feels like, damn, I could have used this time better, bro. Every time I was like, man, I could have used this time better. It's like, what am I doing with my time? Like, what am I really doing? Because that job that you have right now, that, what you're doing right now, maybe you're in school, maybe you have a job. Like, the thing that you're doing right now isn't enough. Like, it just isn't enough, bro. Especially if you want to have financial freedom, if you want to be free financially, if you want to be making real like money, like you could like retire your parents, you can take care of your kids, you take care of your kids with that money. You gotta learn how to use your time wisely, man. Like, you just gotta learn how to use your time wisely. And it's every time I go out to these parties and shit, it's like, bro, it feels like I feel like I'm stuck. Like, it feels like, bro, I'm not enjoying myself the way as I thought I would enjoy myself when I go out to these parties. And I'm like, bro, I ask myself, like, why am I here, bro? Like, why am I here? What am I doing here? And y'all need to learn how to like manage that shit. I'm not saying you should never go out, never have fun, all that. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm saying that you should be able to regulate that in like a meaningful way. Like, regulate that in a way where you're not like always going out. Like, it's just more so like you're doing it once in a while. Have little doses of that sort of dopamine hit. And like, okay, I've been working so hard this past month. I've been working so hard, or I've been really locked in. Shit, my homie saying we got this club going on tonight, man. I got a little bit of free time on me, so like, shit, I might as well pop out. But you know that you done put in the work. You know you done did everything you need to do beforehand, before you go to that party, before you go to that club. So it's like, at that point, it's like you're relaxing. Like, you're relaxing now. Like, you just having fun with the homies and shit, bro. And like, as a man, you gotta learn how to like set your priorities first. Set your priorities first, because your priorities, no matter what, will always be there. Your priorities is never gonna leave. It's just you're gonna either avoid them or do them. Your priorities is never gonna leave. It's either that you're gonna do them or avoid them. So which one are you gonna do? Are you gonna be the type of nigga to avoid your problems, avoid your responsibilities, avoid your priorities? Maybe you have to feed your kids, bro. Maybe you have to work extra money. Like, you have to work extra hours to get some money to feed your kids. But instead, are you gonna go to that club, try to find some bitches to fuck? Or are you gonna run up them hours, or are you gonna work on that business that you promised that you're gonna start working on? Like, this podcast right here, I've been loafing on this for a little while, because not because I was partying, but it's because of just like lack of time management. Like, I wasn't managing my time wisely, and it was like I was kind of afraid to start this because I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I didn't have the equipment. I didn't know what the fuck I'll be doing. Like, I just didn't know. I still don't know what I'm doing right now, but it's like, at least I'm actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's better to make one step forward than to make no step forward. One step at a time is much better than 0 steps at a time. So that's how I feel about these parties. It's like that party, that club you going to, bro, it's like, it's 0 steps. If anything, it kind of steps backwards, because now you're wasting time that you can never get back. You out till 3 a.m. Boom. This is how clubs work, right? You probably finna leave around 10, 11. Boom. You had to get prepared before that, so you probably finna start getting ready at 9. Leave around 10:30. Get to that joint around 11. Be there till like 2, 3. Probably hang out with your homies afterwards till like 4, wake up late as shit, tired as shit the next day. You can't even be productive the whole day next day. And now you're playing catch up, because now not only are you fucking up that you've done fucked up the night that you went to the party, you fucking up the next day. And that's a whole extra 24 hours you done fucked up too. 24 hours is a long time that you can be doing something. You can really learn a lot within 24 hours. You can really implement a lot in 24 hours. And you just gotta learn how to use that time wisely, man. And it's just, a lot of us need to learn how to just use the time that we have right now, because the parties that we going to, bro, the party's always gonna be there. Them bitches that was throwing ass last week, trust me, they're gonna be throwing ass next week, bro. They finna be throwing ass next week with them same dirty ass underwear. Hey, fool. But nah, on some serious shit though, it's like, learn to set your priorities, man. Set your priorities and stand on them. Stand on them. Stand over them bitches, you know what I'm saying? But I hope y'all got something from this podcast, from this episode. I felt like this was a really good episode, you know what I'm saying? And I really just be living my life and just expressing the things that I don't learn throughout the day, throughout the week. Just expressing those things. Just coming on this camera and just talking the things that I don't learn and the things that I experience. Because these are things that I actively do. Like, I like these experiences. I'm talking through experience. I'm talking through my own like knowledge through what I've learned and shit. So like, I'm actively learning. I'm actively doing new things, trying to do new things to provoke my mental, to learn more, to have more to talk about for the podcast. You know what I'm saying? When I bring on guests, they'll have their own experiences. When I bring on y'all viewers, Chopstix Clan, y'all have your own experiences y'all can share, and this will be one of the biggest big community that we have going on of people sharing their journey and sharing their experience of life. And us, we just grow together. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all enjoy this episode of the Chop Master Show. You already know I'm gonna steal your hoe. But nah, I appreciate y'all for watching this. You know what I'm saying? FloMein Chopstix, you already know, y'all the family, y'all the clan. And yeah, we's out of here. Gang.